All right, everybody, thank you for joining today. Just again, a reminder, if you have a question, please include it in the chat and we'll call on you in order. We'll go ahead and open it up for Coach if you want to make some initial comments, and then we'll take questions. Coach?
Okay, overall, I think we have had a good week. Just getting back in the swing of things, practicing Monday and Tuesday with helmets only, and then Wednesday and Thursday. I mean, we had two really good ones and very physical practices, and then we got the day off Friday, and the day we had a scrimmage, and it was a 92-play scrimmage as far as just offense and defense goes. We had a live field goal block, and then we had 6 reps of live punt return. So overall, I thought it was a good first scrimmage. Gave our coaches a really good idea of where our players were at. I did see that just overall the players were trying to do what was asked. They were pushing through. It was really good to be out there. So it was really an overall positive scrimmage, no major injuries or anything like that. And so first Saturday was good. And then, of course, on our COVID testing, I'm going to give you all an update each week on where we're at. And, of course, I told you last week we tested everybody, week 4 last, and we had 0 positive. Well, this past week we tested last Sunday, had 0 positive for the second week in a row. So we're very encouraged with that. We did have 4 guys for COVID-related issues that carried over that did not practice this week, and they'll be back ready to go next week. And so really we're going to be very transparent, and we'll keep y'all updated, from week to week as we go, and we're hoping the other programs do the same thing. But like I said, overall, it was really good to be out there in our game field with our players, and I like the way they responded.
First question is from Steve Moulton. Steve?
Hey, Coach. I do wonder, you mentioned about sharing information with what's going on at Notre Dame and at North Carolina. With those types of situations at those schools, is that information where you want to know on how you would deal with that if that were to come about down at Auburn?
Well, I mean, it was about 4 weeks ago. We had a pretty good rash of positives, and we decided to kind of pump the brakes, and we kind of took off 4 to 5 days just to try to get that under control, and that's what we did, and that's been about 4 weeks ago. And really, since then, our guys have done a super job, so we just dealt with it and tried to get it under control, and we did that. And so I think we're in a good spot now, but we're not taking anything for granted. I'm real proud of our players, the way they're being responsible. It's just new, and it's got to be different for us to be successful and have a chance to play. I mean, there's going to be some sacrifices that our players and our coaches and everybody involved in our program are going to have to make, and the last 2 weeks they've done that, and I'm real proud of them. We'll have to continue to do that, now that the students are back on campus.
Next question is from Mark Murphy. Mark?
Gus, can you talk a little bit about the format of the scrimmage and what particularly you guys worked on today in the scrimmage? And also, was anybody a standout on offense or defense?
It was real basic today, Mark. I mean, we just put the ball in the -30, and we operated with 3 groups. We let everybody play, and so that was really our plan. And we just one group got out there, and I let them stay out there until they either had to punt, kick a field goal, or score. I mean, it was really that simple as that. It was real basic, and there wasn't anything that obviously we've only been practicing for 4 days, so there wasn't a whole lot of special type plays or defenses or offense or anything like that. It was just an evaluation scrimmage, of where we're at. I mean, you got to keep in mind we've not been out on that football field since January 1st. So so it was really good for our coaches to see where we're at.
Next question is from Brian Matthews.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for speaking to us. Just wanted to see how the competition shaping up at running back so far. Anybody today, any of the running backs have a nice run or a touchdown or anything like that?
There were some good runs. Cadillac strategically, I think, looking at the stat sheet, almost gave them equal carries. DJ Williams, he was not a part. today. But, Tank, Mark Anthony, Shivers, Joyner, they all got just about equal carries.
And as a follow-up, Coach, any reason you can give us for DJ not being able to scrimmage today?
He'll be ready. He'll be ready next week.
Next question is from JG Tate. Jay?
In Montgomery today. Gus, when you come into a scrimmage like this, the first real full speed stuff you guys have done in whatever you said, 9 months or something, what are you looking for as the head coach? You just want to see, hey, are these guys fit? Do they have any idea what they're doing? What are you looking for?
Yeah, what I talked about is the Auburn standard, man. We go out there, we put full pads on our game field. It's Auburn standard, playing with great effort and having great pride. And there's some mistakes, but that's to be expected. And like I said, I just want them to play as hard as they possibly could. And for the most part, they did that. And so that was the positive. And now it gives us a really good judge as coaches of where we're at. Because, like I said, we didn't go through spring. So and where we're at big picture and where we're at individual players too. And then this week we'll be gearing up for our scrimmage next Saturday. And we'll put in a little bit more of our offense, a little bit more of our defense. We'll probably go a little bit longer scrimmage-wise next Saturday. We strained them pretty good this week with 4 practices. Next week we'll just have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, okay, and then we'll give them off Friday and have a scrimmage. So it'll be more plays, as far as next week goes.
Next question is from Philip Marshall.
Okay.
All right, I'm here. I forget about this mute button. That's really hard for me.
Right.
Gus, this had to be a different scrimmage. I mean, first day in pads also be the first scrimmage. A bunch of kids that had only had 4 practices at Auburn. Just kind of talk about that circumstance and how it played out, if you don't mind.
Yeah. We just felt like as quick as we could put the ball down to evaluate our guys, and so that was part of the strategy. And I guess we're 5 weeks away today from our first game, which is good. We got plenty of time, but it was more of where we're at, and all right, here's where we're at, and we got 5 weeks to get to where we want to be. And so really that was part of the strategy, and it played out pretty well. And like I said, we didn't have any kind of major injuries or anything like that, so that's always good too.
Newcomers, the young kids deal with it. I mean, they've been practicing, and now they're out there with all the upperclassmen scrimmage.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this though, Philip, the difference is we had all that walkthrough time, and so it was really unique from the standpoint that really our offense and defense, they put in just about all their base stuff. Even third downs during walkthrough and the red zone during walkthrough. So I think our young guys, I know they've got a better understanding than any other young group has before this early in practice. So that's the positive. The first time scrimmage and everybody's flying around and you get the real speed of the game, obviously that's a shock to most all the freshmen's system the first time. But I do think there wasn't a whole lot of bust. That was a positive. There wasn't a whole lot of missed assignments really on either side of the ball. So that kind of is a tribute to the walkthroughs that we've had up to this point. So I think that helped the young guys tremendously.
Thanks.
Next question is from Tom Green.
Hey, Gus, now that you've had a full week of practice to do some evaluation, what have your impressions been of Brandon Council?
Yeah, you can tell Brandon is an experienced guy. That's probably the best way to put it. He is very versatile. He played some center this week. And I think he can play all 5 positions. So his experience and his versatility, I think, will be very, very good for us this year.
Next question is from Bill Cameron. Bill?
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned scrimmage today, one again next week. With it being 5 weeks away, how many scrimmages do you foresee having, and how physical do you feel you can be here this fall without spring?
Well, I really feel like you've got to be physical, not going through spring, and so that was part of our plan. We'll scrimmage next Saturday. I think I've got really those scheduled for the next 3. Okay, so a total of 4. We'll see where we're at with that last one, but we got to put the ball down and play and block and tackle and get tackled and and hold on to the ball and everything that goes with it. But that's just our philosophy, and felt like we needed to be physical and get back in the swing of things with not having spring football.
Next question, Mark Murphy.
Yeah, Gus, can you talk about the plan for the first game, having mostly students at the stadium, and just big picture what you think about the new schedule and how the home games are going to be handled?
Yeah, when I heard that we were going to do students only, I think that's going to be an advantage for us. I know our students will be very creative, and I think it can be an advantage for us. As far as the schedule goes, I'm looking at this thing as a positive. If you look, since we've been here, we can make a great argument that we've had the toughest schedule of anybody in our league. So one thing that it will not be a shock to our system, playing a tough schedule with a lot of SEC games. And I think there's teams in our conference that it's going to be a shock to their system because they hadn't played the tough schedules like we have. And so we're looking at that as an advantage. And, I think it will be for us.
Next question is from Josh Vitale.